And then boom, we were in. I had realised that I lost both of my friends.
I don't even know the fuck was on.
And he's laying there. And man's just there on MDMA. Yo guys, what is happening? Welcome back to my channel, and we are back again. This week, as you probably would have seen from the title, we're doing a story time. Since Boris Johnson is looking like he's going to be easing our lockdown a little bit and we're going to be going outside and enjoying each other's company again, I thought now was a perfect time to go back and take a trip down memory lane and recollect my first ever motive. Going to that event that night changed my entire life to this day. I say first ever motive because in my secondary, I know some people went to secondary and there was parties every week. There was nothing like that in my secondary. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have fun like that. There were a few 2-2 motives here and there, but they didn't slap. As usual, you know the drill. I got snaps to go alongside this story. But first, before I get into the actual story, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of context. The first thing I'm going to tell you guys is that I grew up in a Caribbean household. My mom's Caribbean. Overall, yeah, she was safe about things. If I was going to be late home or whatever, as long as I dropped her a little text or something, it was all good. But when it came to staying out, it was a whole different ball game. It was just non-negotiable, not happening. The second bit of backstory I'm going to give you is that before this motive, I was very, very innocent. This was the time where I was, what, fresh 16? So I had been drunk on maybe 2 occasions, as in I had drunk alcohol on 2 occasions prior to this. I had never smoked weed. Actually, at this point in my life, I was very, very, very against weed. People who smoke weed are just lazy, they're gonna go to hell. Okay, I didn't really think like that, but get my drift. If you know rave culture, and obviously we'll get more into this, you know exactly where I'm going with that point. If you don't, stay tuned to find out. Alright, so there's a backstory, boom, let's get straight into it. I went with 2 friends, and one of those friends brought another 2 friends. That made 5 people in total. Quick maths. Now, I was close with 2 of the people there at the time, and the other 2 I had just met. Just context and backstory. I can't remember whose exact idea it was to go, but the 3 of us, we mutually agreed, boom, there's a rave this Saturday, we're gonna go. The procedure with these things is that they'll drop the first location, which will be one of the big stations, and then they drop the next station, which is where the actual event is, and then you'll follow a big crowd and you'll end up there. We all met up originally at King's Cross, and then boom, we got the drop. So we get to Waterloo, right? And I want to go back to the little bit of context I gave you at the beginning. I had never been to any kind of motive before. I'm making myself sound like a neek here. I had been to motives, but they weren't motives. They weren't motives. Not classified to be motives. And even the motives that I had been to, 20 absolute max. So when I arrived at Waterloo,
This is madness. I always this. Fucking hell, there are actually way too many people.
yeah, there was a lot of people. Younger me is why I'm so chilled out now. Because when I was younger, anytime I saw trouble or I saw anything going on, I had to be there.
Alright, yo, alright, go on. 1 minute into rave, like, where is this business? What is this?
Look, the brother's getting boom on the floor, all fed grabbing him up. As I said, trouble didn't turn me away. Wherever Quidan was, there was trouble with him. I'm seeing all of this police presence, knowing, okay, I could get arrested, I could get in trouble or whatever. I still went. This made me want to go more. Exciting. So boom, we got on the train. It's about 3,000 people cramming onto one train. Obviously, a bag of man got left behind at the station. As you can imagine, 3,000 people trying to go to a party, the train gets a bit mad.
Who's got an iPhone 7, bro?
There were several warning signs on the train. The first sign was that they just kept beefing civilians for no reason. And I get it. Like, you're on your way home from work, a bunch of rowdy teenagers gets on the train. You want to tell them to shut up. No one is going to listen to you. You're just going to get violated and make yourself look like a mug. Referring back to what I told you before, I'd been drunk a mere 2 times in my little 16 years of life. And one brother came up to me and asked me, what are you on tonight? What you on tonight means, oh, what you on tonight? Like, obviously, I'm looking at the brother like the same thing you are, bro. We're on the way to what we're on, bro. No, what are you on? Cat, weed, pills? Damn! I'm none of the above. We pulled up at the location, the train arrived. As you can imagine, total carnage getting off the train. And boom shakalaka, we are there. Now, when we got there, there was a bag of people there.
This is like the biggest. There are so many man. So boy.
So we weren't the first wave of people to come, to put it into perspective, and we weren't the last wave of people to come either. A bag of people got left at the station, and there was a bag of people there before our train arrived. So of course, Fed had locked off everything around the station long time.
Shit got deep right. Quick. What the fuck? Jeez.
The whole surrounding area by the station was lock off. You were not going anywhere near it.
Tear gas shit, you know? Shit. What the fuck? I feel. We just got it. Oh.
Obviously, everyone was just there chanting, little Kiani thinking, yeah, I'm bad now.
The feds! Fuck the feds! Fuck the feds!
I'm cringing as much as you watching that, do not worry. The actual venue for this event was in one disused building right by the station, but it was huge. The actual event was happening like way further in the back of the building there. So they had one gate that you got through, Fed had locked it off. But a bagger man just charged at it, managed to get the door down, as well as a bunch of people climbing over. But, you know, you snooze, you lose. So by the time we had run over, it was all locked off.
They got it open. They got it open.
At this point, our night's looking pretty bleak. We're losing hope and we're thinking, alright, well, tonight's a bust. It's time to go home. And then, there's a little whisper next to us. Psst, I know where the entrance is. Of course we're following them. Let's go! Let's go! So we followed this random group of people. And again, this is what I'm saying. Young Keanu was way too trusting, car. I walked with them and we started walking through a field.
On his first rave, part 3. We're now in the middle of fucking nowhere.
No one knew where they were going. We were all just blindly going there. Where the police had locked it off, you could go around the back. And if you went through all of this wilderness and all of this madness, you would eventually end up at the building. The first part of this was walking through a field.
Keanu's rave, part 67.5. We're now in a fucking field. I think I just...
The second part was a little bit more challenging.
Basically, now we have like a ladder. So, good luck with that.
That is a ladder put across a stream to act as a bridge. Very, very, very safe, yes I know. At this point in my life, I couldn't swim. So if I fell in, depending how deep it was, do you know what I'm saying, it's dark, who's saving me? I still climbed over with my phone recording like it's no one's business. So that was stage 2 of our Indiana Jones type journey to get into this flipping rave. And then stage 3, we had to walk through another field and then over some cobblestone wall, and then boom, we were in. There was the door, they took the tenors, and then we were in.
Everything we need, guys. We have arrived. Fuck the feds back.
As I mentioned, I went with 2 people. I went with 5, but 2 were my actual friends. From the second that we stepped through the door, we lost one of my friends. Now this is a very important part of the story, but I was too excited by literally this entire new world I'd stepped into. I was just too concerned with enjoying that. Looking at these snaps is so cringy. How was I enjoying drum and bass like that? I was just enjoying it because I was just excited to be out. I was just thinking in the back of my head, I was like, alright, cool, this is fun and all. I would never listen to these tunes outside of here, but like, are they gonna play like Drake or anything kind of clubby? I was expecting like club music, something. It was just this drum and bass. After a while, I had realised that I lost both of my friends.
I lost my sleeves.
And my sleeves apparently, I also lost my sleeves. So I set out on a little mission to look for them. On my travels to find them, I had the life-changing experience. I tried weed for the first time. As I said, at that point in my life, I was going back and forth between, oh, weed is bad for you, it's illegal, oh, you can get arrested. All of that moist shit that you believe when you're younger. But the thing is, I didn't try weed in the conventional way. While I was trying to find my friends, listen, so when I told you at the beginning of this video I was innocent, I need to give you guys some more context because I don't think you guys understand how innocent. Someone came up to me and was speaking to me about ketamine. Oh, where can you get ketamine? Something like that. Now, I went up to someone else and they were talking about weed. Me trying to be like in on the conversation, I've smoked that ketamine strain, bro.
What are you talking about?
You mix ket and weed. I thought ketamine was weed. No, completely different, my friend. I'm really happy that I cleared that one up before, and I've met another person talking about ketamine and thinking it's weed. But anyways, I didn't try weed in the conventional way. What happened was, I was walking through the building trying to find them, and they had a hotbox room. Now, again, when I tell you I was innocent, I mean I was innocent. I saw this room, and I saw this smoke coming from the room. Because everyone was on drugs, and I didn't know anything about drugs at the time, I just thought everyone was just out of tune with the real world. I was the only human being in their right frame of mind in that building at that time. So I saw this smoke coming from this room, and I was like, oh no, it's on fire. I was such a neat, man. So I proper ran into the thing, looking, where's the fire? But I'm smelling bare weed, so I'm thinking, oh, someone's left like a zoo on the side and it's caught fire. I'm looking for the fire. After about a good solid 5-10 minutes, I started to feel a little bit calmer. The first time I didn't even bun, but the first time I kind of got high, I was like, oh, that's what's going on in here. I was like, rah, I'm waved. So this is what weed feels like. It's not that bad after all. Later on, while I was still trying to find my friends, when some random Donny came up to me and said, yo bro, as you can probably imagine, I was the only person with an afro. Back them times, that was what I was known for. Keanu's infamous afro. The amount of people who came up to me and asked me for photos, I felt like a celebrity. This is also why I had such a great time. Yeah man, can I take a photo bro? When this Donny here got me in his snap.
Yeah, go.
You smoke weed? So me being very mildly baked from walking into a hot box, sat back thinking I was the coolest dog, and I was like, yeah, I smoke weed. Go on, hit that, my G, hit that. I just remember taking it. And you know how it is when you've never smoked and you've capped to a bunch of people that you can smoke.
Well, I got cancer.
So of course I'm there coughing like a madman, and they're just all looking at me. After my coughing fit, it was a sweet bro, and just get myself out of there quickly. As I mentioned earlier, when we first stepped into the venue, we lost my friend. And then obviously gradually I just lost the other one in the crowd. When I linked up with the one who I stayed with for a little bit longer,
I don't even know the fuck was on. I am beside you.
we decided, alright cool, it's starting to get a little bit late. We'll find George and we'll make our way home. So boom, we search around the whole motive, the whole venue, can't find him.
Rave part 27 and a half. I lost Versace, I found Malcolm and Versace. Is this Malcolm as well? Why do you need...
Go back into the hotbox room and he's laying there and man's just there on MDMA. When I first met this guy, he hadn't done no drugs, so this was his first time doing drugs. When I was younger, I wasn't very impressionable. You couldn't make me do something. I wouldn't really give in to peer pressure. He's there and he's with a bag of people and they're all on ecstasy and they're all pinging. One of them says to me, well, we've got a pill, do you want one? I have now just tried weed for the first time. I don't know, maybe I'm feeling a little bit ambitious. Maybe I'm thinking, okay, they say weed is a gateway drug, so maybe I should just go and try other things now that I've tried weed, right? And then I look over to my friend. He went from all smiley and happy with me to now in a corner. I just looked at him and thought, you know what? I'm gonna pass on that one. On this occasion, I'm actually gonna opt out. So we said to him, all right, cool, bro. It's getting a bit late now. It's 2 o'clock. We're gonna head out. Of course, Mr. Man on MDMA is not going nowhere. Listen, I wouldn't leave my friends, but he was with a bunch of people that he knew prior. So, and obviously we spoke to him a bit before, spoke to the people, got a vibe. Made sure it's all safe and kosher so we can leave in the knowing that everyone's safe and good. When we left, so getting out of these events was always more of a struggle than getting in, because once they got everyone in, they would shut it and lock it off and there was no way of getting in or out for till the motive stopped. Till the party ended, there was no way of getting out. But there was a little side exit and they let us out through one of the back doors. Oh yeah, Mr. Badman, I've seen police. Oh look, I'm gonna put my hoodie up and now look, they can't catch me.
There's actually fucking... They're police chilling, like. Yeah, I'm not getting bagged. They're gonna raid the rave, so we have to cut in it.
I was walking down like that, and then a police car was there, flashed the light. This is what I mean, fam. I was a neat, because I didn't even try run or anything. I just turned around, I was like, hello, officer. And they were like, oh yeah, how many more people are there? Because we're gonna go in at 6 o'clock and arrest everyone there. Okay, well, we left there a good time. Being the good friends that we were, we dropped my friend a text and went about our day. Where we got off for the rave, I can't exactly remember where it was. It was still in London. It was more suburban South London, so like Catford, Eltham, the kind of place where you're not getting a tube and there's not many night buses.
We're stranded, we have no way of getting home. Fuck me.
So me and my friend had to walk from Catford all the way up to Croydon. So at this point now, we've got into Croydon. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. Night bus is there. We've parted ways. Got back to the yard, right? And I'll never, ever forget this. I turn up to my yard at 5:30 in the morning. My mum's standing at the top of the stairs, yeah. She just looked. No words, no exchange of words, nothing. She just stood at the top of the stairs and looked at me. She just gave me a look. And then just went straight back to her room. Didn't say nothing to me for the rest of the day. And that was it. I was in the very bad books for going to that event. With that brings us to the end of this week's story time. End of the story, book closed, chapter finished, however you want to call it. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I love every single one of you, as I say, every single video. To everyone who's subscribed, who's viewing weekly, I love you and I cannot thank you eternally. I want to make this into a series. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave a little something in the comments to see a little part 2 of like my worst rave and motive experiences. This was, if anything, probably one of my best rave experiences. Nothing bad happened to me. It was just all fun and games. If I hadn't gone to that one, I never would have gone to any of the ones after it. That's where I saw a lot of things, but we'll do more story times on that when it's appropriate. Thank you very much for watching once again. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you next week. Quid and out in a bit. Peace, bye, boom, out.